Hello students, in the present video session we'll discuss about error detection and correction. Network is capable of transferring data from one node to the another node. In order to maintain the acceptable accuracy for most of the application, the system guarantees that whatever the data received at the destination, it will be same as that of the data transmitted at the sender site. So there may be a chance of single bit error or more than one bits are corrupted at the destination. Suppose single bit is corrupted, such type of error is called as single bit error. And more than one bit is corrupted, such kind of error is called as burst error. In the case of data link layer, if the frame is corrupted, it need to be corrected before sending into the next node. The data may be corrupted because of interference which is caused in the passage. While transmitting the data from sender to the receiver, the data may be subjected into unpredictable changes. So these kind of interference may change the shape of the signal. So this interference can change the shape of the signal. In the case of single bit error, 0 can be changed as 1 or 1 can be changed as 0. So this is called as single bit error. If more number of bits are corrupted, such kind of error can be called as burst error. Suppose I'll take one data pattern as 1 1 1 0 0 is transmitted from the sender side, while receiving the data received is 0 1 0 0 0. I can say that 1 is changed as 0 and here 1 and 1 is same. So this one is once again modified as 0. So here we can observe that 2 bits are corrupted. So such kind of error we can call it as burst error. So now we will take one example for single bit and burst error. So here we can clearly observe that the sent data is this one and received data is 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0. So you can clearly observe that 0 is modified as 1 and at the receiver side only one bit is corrupted. So such error we can call it as single bit error. So in the case of burst error, more than one bits are corrupted. So here we can clearly observe that the 0 is modified, changed as 1, 1 is changed as 0, once again 1 is changed as 0, 0 is changed as 1. So total 4 bits are corrupted here. And we can calculate the length of the burst error in terms of bits by considering the total distance or total number of bits between the first corrupted bit to the last corrupted bit. So suppose if this is the first bit which is corrupted and this is the last bit which is corrupted, so have to check how many bits are present between the first corrupted to the last corrupted bit. So including the first and last bit, so you can consider here the total length of the burst error is equal to 8 bits. Redundancy. It is a concept by which we can detect or correct any kind of errors. Here we need to add some extra bits along with our data. So we can say that such kind of extra bits are called as redundant bits. So these redundant bits can be added by the sender node and which can be removed by the receiver. So the presence of those redundant bits will allow the receiver in order to detect as well as correct the corrupted bits. Suppose if you are considering the concept of detection versus correction, So here we can clearly say that the correction of errors is more difficult than the detection of any kind of errors in the data. Forward error correction versus retransmission. So in the case of forward error correction versus retransmission, what exactly the receiver does is, receiver checks the received message, and suppose the received message is corrupted, at that instant the receiver may request the sender in order to retransmit the same message. This kind of method can be implemented if the number of errors is small. So the correction can be possible by which retransmitting the same data again and again until the receiver believes the received message is error free. Here we have to achieve the redundancy. So in the case of coding concept, initially the sender will add, suppose if this is the sender node, the sender will add redundant bit, R bits, along with the data. So while adding R bit along with the actual data, there may be a relationship between R bits and the data. So the receiver receives the same data along with the redundant bits, and it will check the relationship between those two sets of bits, that means redundant bit and the data. By considering the relationship between the redundant bit and the data, the receiver will identify any type of error. Also it can correct those kind of errors. So we can divide the coding schemes into two categories. The first category is called as block coding. The second category is called as convolution coding. In case of block coding, we can divide our message into blocks. So I can say that the entire message is divided into blocks, and each block carries k bits. Each block which may carries k bits. So these blocks can be called as data words. These blocks can be called as data words. Or else I can say that the data word which is of k bits. To this data word we need to add the redundant bit R. To this data word we need to add the redundant bit R in order to construct the code word, with the size of n bits. So therefore I can say that n is equal to k plus R, where n is nothing but the code word, k is nothing but the data word, and R is equal to number of redundant bits. While detecting the errors, we have to check the receiver has a list of valid code words. So after that, the original code word has changed to an invalid one. So the question comes, how we can check as well as correct the errors in the case of block coding. If the following two conditions are met, the receiver can identify, that means it can detect a change in the original code word. So receiver has some set of valid code words. So we have to compare the generated code word at the receiver side with the original valid code words. The original code word has changed into an invalid one. In such instance, we can say that obviously there may be a chance of bits are corrupted at the destination site. Process of error detection in block coding. So sender we can also call it as encoder block. The receiver block we can also call it as decoder block. Initially the sender will divide the entire message into blocks, and each block consisting of k bits of data, and that block we can call it as data word. So now the generator will add redundant bit to the data word in order to create the code word. So I can say that n is equal to k plus R. So that code word will be transmitted via unreliable transmission and the receiver will receive the same code word. So now at the receiver side we are having one more extra block called as checker. It will check the code word whether it is valid or not. If the code word is valid, what exactly the checker does is it will extract, that means it will remove the redundant bit from the code word and it will extract the actual data word and it will be transmitted to the receiver. So suppose the code word received at the destination side is invalid. So at that instant the checker will discard the received code word. So this is how we can identify the error in the case of block coding. Let us assume that k is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3. The table shows the list of data words and code words. Assume that the sender encodes 01 as 011 and sent to the receiver. So now the receiver receives the data as 011. So now I have to check in the table. Since 011 is valid code word, the receiver will extract 01, that is the data word, from the code word since the received data is valid data. So now I will take case B. In the case of case B, the receiver receives the data 111. But as per the table, the code word is not valid one. So this code word is not valid code word. So therefore receiver will discard the received data. So the last case, the receiver receives the data 000, but because of the interference caused in the transmission medium, 2 bits are corrupted. But what exactly the receiver does is, receiver check whether the code word is valid or not. As per the table, the code word is valid. What exactly the receiver does is, it will extract the data word as 00, but which is wrongly predicted. Already 2 bits are corrupted in the code word, but the receiver receives the code word receives the data word since the code word is valid. Therefore, we can say that an error detecting code can detect only the type of the errors for which it is designed. Other type of errors may be remain undetected. That means we can identify the single bit of error in the case of coding scheme. Only if one bit is corrupted, we can identify whether the data is corrupted or not. If more than 2 bits are corrupted, here we cannot identify the data or the number of bits corrupted. Instead of that, receiver will receive the data word by considering the wrong prediction. Hamming distance and errors. One more concept in the coding scheme in order to identify the error is by considering Hamming distance. The Hamming distance between 2 words and both the words are of same size is the number of difference between the corresponding bits. So we can consider the Hamming distance between 2 words x and y as d of x comma y. So the Hamming distance between 2 words is the number of differences between corresponding bits. For example, if we want to compute the Hamming distance between 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. So initially we have to perform XOR operation between these 2 words. 0 XOR with 1 is 1, 0 XOR with 1 is 1, 0 XOR with 0 is 0. So now we have to check the number of bits, number of ones in the result. So here we are having 2 ones. So therefore I can say the Hamming distance between 0 0 0 and 0 1 1 is equal to 2. So similarly 1 0 1 0 1 and 1 1 1 1 and 0. So this is 1 1 0 1 and 0. So number of ones is equal to 3. Therefore Hamming distance between x comma y is equal to 3. So we have to check how many number of ones are there after computing XOR operation between x and y. Minimum Hamming distance. In a set of words, the minimum Hamming distance is the smallest Hamming distance between all possible pairs. We can use the term d minimum to define the minimum Hamming distance. To find this value, we find the Hamming distance between all the words and select the smallest one. And we can compute the value of d minimum is equal to s plus 1 where the Hamming distance which will guarantee the detection of up to s errors in all the cases. So therefore d minimum in the case of block code must be equal to s plus 1. A code scheme has a Hamming distance d minimum is equal to 4. This kind of coding scheme guarantees the detection of up to 3 errors. That means we know the equation for minimum Hamming distance d minimum is equal to s plus 1. D minimum is equal to 4 minus 1 is equal to s. So therefore the number of errors that can be identified is equal to 3. So therefore we can say that this kind of coding scheme will guarantees the detection of up to 3 errors.